Louis!
Yo, what's going on, bro? Let's go.
The Crisco Kid Block Party.
Louis, what's good, baby?
What are you doing, bro?
Hey, you know what it is, dog. I'm over here just, I got so much adrenaline from watching Havoc. You know what I'm saying? My blood is still going right now. I'm like, you talk about an action movie. Come on, man.
Yeah, bro. Did you have? It felt like you drank 13 cups of espresso, right?
I got a little bit. I got a little bit of that today with the mushroom so I can stay sharp on it. But
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's even better.
health is wealth, man. Hey, speaking of health, we're gonna talk about your cookbook and recipes and all that coming up in a little bit. But we talking about Havoc. I mean, this is it out on Netflix this weekend. We're going for that number one spot. This is what you call like an action movie, dog. How many bullets were made in the filming of this? Were you?
We ran out. We ran out on the second day.
You could probably take The Last Stand, Boogie Nights, Carlito's Way. You could probably add up all those action scenes, and it's just like a fraction of what's happening in Havoc.
Yeah, well, those three that you mentioned, that would be cupcakes compared to Havoc.
Right,
Like
right.
Havoc is like it don't get no more heavier metal than that.
I got to ask you though, because at one point when we're talking about Havoc and we're looking at working with the director who's known for like doing some incredible scenes, right? We got the fight scenes. I feel like I'm watching like a martial arts, then it's like a cop thriller movie. Then you got the triads, and then you got a couple of like just like regular kids, like I feel like me and you when we were younger, all kind of put together in this one film, and everybody brings like their own story. I think that's probably why it's called Havoc as well, because there's so much going on, but yet it beautifully comes together in a project like this.
So what's the question?
How the hell did y'all do it, man? How did y'all put it all together?
Bro, let me tell you, man, like you mentioned it, man. This director is an incredible visionary, Gareth Evans. And we had an incredible camera crew. Also, we had some great, great, great action directors, doing the whole choreography for all the fight scenes and all that stuff, because you just can't show up and do this and do that. Some of these scenes were rehearsed for 3 weeks before we even shot them. And some of the scenes that you saw in the movie actually took 2 to 3 weeks to shoot because there's so many different moving parts throughout.
Right.
And it took a couple of years to edit this movie, because Gareth is very meticulous, and a movie like this has to have a real super flow to it because it moves, man. It moves, it moves, it moves. It's like, oh my God, by the end of the movie, it's like, oh my God, I could finally breathe, you know?
Yeah.
But
You got that adrenaline like I got today. And by the way, you're speaking of the cast. Not only are you in it, we got Forrest Whitaker in it. You got Tom Hardy in it. I mean, and I thought I recognized her on screen, but I had only seen her like fight. But Michelle Watterson, the Karate Hottie, I know that she is up in there as well.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, you got a real like cast. This is action right here.
Oh yeah. Well, listen, man. Tip my hat off to Tom Hardy. Brother showed up. He was fierce. He was intense. He was on point. Michelle Watterson. What? Are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? You know what? I would tell her, Michelle, I will never get you angry at me. Never.
Never.
Never. She's like the real deal, but she's a very sweet woman, a great mother, and she's buena gente. And, Forrest, man. Forrest is like, he's an institution in his own right. So we had the blessings of all those talented, beautiful people.
Now let's talk about your role, Uncle Raul. I don't know how much I can talk about it without giving anything away, but like, what had happened with your character, I was like, no. So I don't want to give too much because we got that story. But let's.
You just did.
No. I'm just
emotional stuff. It's okay. I forgive you. I forgive you.
Trust me, it's out this weekend. We just want you to go see it so that way we can have more of these conversations about what's happening in it. But I will say, I mean, you brought a couple pieces with you, and you got into action too.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, stuff happens, bro, and you got to jump in there, and you got to, okay, we gotta do something here, so let's go.
All right.
I didn't show up to watch, baby. I showed up to participate.
Exactly. Hey, so with that said, let's just give them a real quick rundown of the film because I'm afraid I might spoil it. So let's start from the beginning. I'm gonna roll the trailer while we're speaking, so we got about that much time to talk about why they should go check it out on Netflix this weekend.
Because they got nothing better to do. Because you don't see this kind of action movie. This is a beautiful throwback. Besides yours truly, you got people again like Michelle Watterson, Tom Hardy, Forrest Whitaker, an incredible cast of other people. And it's a fun movie, man. It's a real adrenaline rush. And, mark my word, you'll enjoy it.
Luis Guzman is on the show. I mentioned earlier you got the cookbook coming out, man. Let's just can we talk about that quick? So Frito and other stories, 80 plus recipes. I said including the chicken a la Louis. People looking for those recipes this summer, man. What do we got,
bro? So I like to cook, but I also like to do my best to cook healthy because they put so much artificial stuff in food, and it's killing people nowadays. So I tried my best to come up with recipes that are food that we eat, that we're used to eating, but in a more healthier way. When you mentioned the chicken a la Louis,
come on,
bro. My friend came over one time, and I make that dish maybe twice a year. That's how special it is.
Yeah.
So I had a bunch of people over, and so I know his kid. His kid, like 4 or 5 years old, the most finicky eater of all time. So, I put a little bit in front of the kid, and the kid like there for 10 minutes. The kid finally takes a little taste of it. By the end of the night, the kid had 4 bowls. And the father's telling me, yo, he never eats like that. And I go, in my house, he does.
I need that because my son is 6 and we can't get him to eat vegetables like he should and other like good. We're trying to open up his palate and he's just kind of keeping it closed on cheeseburgers and chicken strips. I'm like, son, there's a whole world out there. So this book can open him up for a little something.
Yeah, and it will. I promise you it will. Something as simple, man, as like the combination of a fruit salad and how it's put together.
Stuff. I'm talking about dishes from all over the world. We sticking Puerto Rico focus. How we doing it here?
Puerto Rico, all over. You know what? It's not even about all over the world because like I've cooked in many galaxies. You know what I'm saying? So it's that kind of very eclectic kind of book. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna have asopao de mariscos in there. I'm gonna have my style of making paellas in there. I'm gonna have my style of ropa vieja. Omelets, fruit salads, you name it, salad, stuff like that. But
and then I'm assuming the drink that's got to pair with it all the time is that goose juice.
That's it. Okay, you're on it.
That's going to be my diet plan.
And just so you know, like even goose juice, I don't use corn syrup. I don't use high fructose. I use maple syrup or agave.
Keep it natural.
Stuff that's natural.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to bring the sugar content down because, our community, we deal a lot with diabetes and stuff. So, we're finding ways to, keep the taste, but also increase the health benefits.
I'm gonna rock with you on that. We're gonna get the family on the goose juice and we're gonna get the family cooking at least some. I don't know if we can get through all 80 recipes, but we're gonna try to get through at least 30 of them this summer.
Okay, be ready.
For sure. All right, once again, Havoc, it is on Netflix this weekend. Make sure you stream it. It's like the best action movie that you can see in 2025. Get the blood going. The fight scenes are incredible. The story behind it's incredible. And Louis in it. There it is.
That's it.
Second time today.
Gracias, papito.